California, but specifically I'm from Hilmar, California. It's a really small town in the Central Valley, pretty much dead center in the state, and we have a population of about 3,000 people, a lot of which are Portuguese, like myself. My entire family lives within 5-10 miles of each other. There's like 3 relatives that live 2 hours away, and that's, you know, big deal. But we're a big Portuguese family, very typical. My dad is one of 9, and I have, on that side of the family, I have over 25 first cousins, so makes for really fun holidays. I'm actually from the Azores, not Portugal. The Azores Islands are, I think, about 800 miles, might be wrong, but they're off the Atlantic coast of Portugal. And they have really small population, but that's where pretty much everybody in my hometown came from. I don't know anybody that came from the mainland. Everyone came from the Azores. Portuguese culture in my hometown, it's a small rural country town. Just everything is Portuguese. You would think in California that everything is half Hispanic, half English, but for example, in my church, you flip something over, it's English on one side, the other side, all Portuguese. And that's just how it is, and it's always been, even though by now there's, you know, 3rd, 4th generation, everything is still English and Portuguese. And a lot of people speak Portuguese, like even if they're 3rd generation. Pretty much at home, everybody is in some sort of agriculture business. Originally, most of the family members I know of came here either, you know, to start their own farm or because of the whaling industry. The whaling industry was what brought a lot of people out of the Azores. So in Hilmar, beyond just family bonding, big Catholic families, all of that, we also have a couple things each year that are just traditionally very strong parts of our community. One being summer bullfights, and a lot of people don't think that there are bullfights in the United States, but there are. They are bloodless, all of them, so don't worry. And I've seen real bullfights, and I've seen bloodless ones, and I think this is way more interesting. They have a suicide squad. It's a line of 8 men, and they line up in a line, and they taunt the bull, and they say, "Toro, toro," and the bull finally notices they're there and starts charging this line of men. Well, at the same time, the line of men charge the bull. And what happens is the man in the very first line, and the first man in the line, he jumps up on the bull in between his horns, and the bull keeps running. So then the second man jumps on top of that man, and then all the other men surround the bull. One thing I have really noticed is here, people don't talk about what nationality they are a lot. And at home, everybody talks about, oh, I'm Portuguese, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. For example, my fiance came and visited, and the first question my grandparents asked them was, "Where's your family from?" And he goes, "Durham." They said, "No, but like, where are you from?" And he was like, "I'm American." And he just didn't understand. It was such a cultural difference because everything at home, even though none of us have like come from the Azores in, you know, several decades, everybody still talks about where you're from. There's nowhere else I've found that still holds dear part of their culture. Everywhere else sort of assimilated or just sort of become something, which I have, and I think everyone else in our town has really adapted to all American ways. But we still have an appreciation for where we came from. You'll see the Portuguese flag right underneath the American flag, and it's just something that I've yet to find anywhere else. And so for that reason, I love Hilmar, and I may not live there, but I fully intend to go back forever.